All right. We up and running? Yeah, I can see it. Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie the First, Empress Reserve Menin. Yes, family. One perfect balance. I know. Yeah, it's after the fact. Yeah. Well, y'all already know how my week was, so no excuses. I on duty. I on duty. Those who know, who don't know, just bear with me. So here we are again, another beautiful Friday night. Let me get this out the way first, being politically incorrect as always. Shabbat Shalom to those who observe today as a sacred Sabbath. Assalamu alaikum, you know how it go. Ashe Hotep to the conscious community. Namaste. The brothers out in the east. Man. No, I can't do that. And to my brothers and sisters in the community, Rastafari, love and light to everybody else. And so it go. No, I can't. I'm on a live, so you gotta. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, got you. Yeah, man. So many things are happening. You're welcome. So many things are happening. Yeah, I got your message. For everybody tune in. You know, there's a lot of people who watch Politically Incorrect that don't ever say a word, don't ever comment. But when they see me, they tell me and they share and they say stuff. And I'm like, wow, I didn't even remember that. So shout out to everybody who support the channel, who support the initiative, who support the idea, who also recognize that a lot of the things we discuss on the platform makes it into mainstream media at some point, also make it into the government meeting rooms, and they adjust things accordingly. Big up to everybody else making that difference. You know, everybody on the ground, Monga Lights, Lumumba, Rastafari Progressive Movement. Big up to Marcia Weeks and Marcia Weeks Show. You know, other people who put it in their work in different ways. You know, things are happening all across the board. We see that. We see the effects of it. So let me say again, welcome and thanks to everyone that makes that difference. You know, without you, we couldn't do this. You know, you're the reason why we do this. You know, so having said that, yes. Yeah, I was trying to do two things here at once. I'm looking for my own program and can't find it on Facebook. It's crazy. I can't even find my own podcast. There you go. Yeah, there you go. On Facebook. It's crazy. I know I can't even adjust the volume. Find my own podcast. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Somebody's been sitting in my chair. That's all I could tell you. When you seem to have no control over it. I passed that at this point. So they could do whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyhow, family, thanks again to everyone that made this possible, that make this possible. Whether you're watching it on my personal channel, on YouTube, or on Facebook, Politically Incorrect, I am saying thank you as always. Divine love to you too, family. Wayne, I see you. Sony, I see you. Listen, it's that time though to tell a friend. I ain't gonna tell you. It's already minutes to 9, so we gotta hit the ground running right now. So let's go do that. Let me just jump into a real quick tune, real quick. Yeah, do this one right here. Yeah, do this one real quick, man. We love volume on it. Go tell a friend, man. We in the building. Just tell a friend to tell a friend.
As America becomes the world's greatest victim of COVID-19, government officials continue to plead with citizens to stay home.
Stay away from crowds, stay home as much as you can.
Social distancing.
Big trouble in the skies. Many airports across the country.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. I
Everybody afraid to fly through Corona. Nobody now go outside through Corona. Christian testify. fly. True corona. You not trust the vaccine, them a try. True corona. Hands them up it and it high. True corona. People a party for life. True corona. Now go commit suicide. True corona. You know see woman people a die. True corona. Them a quarantine the whole of China. People think that dead, but in a heart them take a minor a reminder. Watch when you a sneeze and saliva. Better wash your hand and don't forget your sanitizer. Just be wiser. Who know better listen the advisor. Ministry of Health or the health organizer. Them your time ya. Life over party and designer. Can in your yard make good use of them your time. From it happen. Them say ya China. Them love them things for rotten. Can't party again that get forgotten. And the little time where we get a figure something. And Jody and Ferran that should know happen. The world shut down. True corona. So long me no listen a song. True corona. Life to the party go. True corona. You in every city and town. True corona. Everybody pray to fly. True corona. Nobody now go outside. True corona. Christian a testify. True corona. You not trust the vaccine, them a try. Woo, woo. Government a make a curfew. Virus a road and it way under dirt you.
no.
Look on America so make it hurt you. COVID and no joke so no make it hurt you. You go shopping, make sure lifestyle naturally. And try distance yourself socially. COVID-19 a spread now pay nobody. The world a wear mask and it can't globally. Everybody pray to fly. True corona. Nobody now go
Yes,
outside. True
family.
corona. Christian a testify. True corona. You not trust the vaccine, them a try. True corona. Hands them up it and it high.
Whatever happened to Corona?
People a party for life.
Whatever happened to it, family?
Commit suicide. True corona. You know see woman people.
This is just the beginning here.
Corona. Them a quarantine the whole of China. People think that dead, but in a march them say them.
Just the beginning, family.
Watch when you a sneeze and saliva. Better wash your hand and
I know it's not the end.
be wiser. Who know better listen the advisor.
I know it's not the end.
The health organizer them your time ya. Life over party and the
It's only the beginning, family.
good use of them your time. From it happen. Them say ya China. Them love them things for rotten. Can't party again that get forgotten. And the little time where we get a figure shopping. And Jody and Ferran that should know happen.
Listen, don't let nobody fool you. Don't let nobody fool you, family. This is only the beginning. You know, I know it's not the end, family. It's only just the beginning. It's only just the beginning. Anyhow, greetings, family. See y'all. I got some stuff I'm going to share and make it real quick tonight. Very simple. We can get straight to the point. And, you know, just some questions. I got a few questions. But before I get into my questions, oh man, I got some unfortunate news I heard recently. And this was last week, really. And a dear friend of mine that kind of grew up together. Anyhow. So I heard a dear friend of mine passed away, and I hadn't heard in a few weeks, maybe a few months, and now hearing this, you know, I want to send my condolences out, and I really don't like that word, like I said, to the family, and maybe tomorrow I'll make some phone calls, but I'm only hearing this like today. Like, wait a minute, like how this happened. I'm saying that to say, family, right now we're losing too many loved ones, man. I just want to share this really quick because it's obviously a little personal and it's close to home. And though, I think right now, let me just make this clear. I think right now that if not for no other reason, I think that somebody got to be answering the question, like, what really going on? I mean, people from all walks of life, all age groups, young, old, are just leaving. And we're not hearing, and in some cases, why, or you know, anyhow. So most strength to the family, the Codrington family, on the passing of Simone Codrington, and those who know, and those who don't know, just, you know, don't know. But this is just another example. What I'm saying is that I don't know the circumstances surrounding this particular incident, but this loss. I just want to say again, like I said a couple nights ago, focus on family right now. Focus on family and see how best we could, you know, something ain't right, family. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, man. Something ain't right, man. More strength to the family, and I trust that they find the closure that they'll need, because Simone Young, so I don't know what happened. If anybody have any information regarding Simone Codrington situation, forward that. Let's look into that and see what's up. Having said that, I'm gonna push in the clutch real quick and go to this other situation here that I believe deserves some merit as well. Let me just go ahead and do this first, because I think it is important to share this early enough. Now, a lot of y'all would have heard about it already, I am sure, but I want y'all to listen very carefully to what is about to be said. Listen very, very carefully to what is about to be said by this guy here, Mr. George himself. And I'll tell you why afterwards. Listen carefully.
Always be a shift towards the state knows it all to personal responsibility. And I think that the recommendations are as such. Children are not a driver of the pandemic in Barbados, and the risk of transmission within schools remains low. Therefore, with respect to mask wearing will no longer be mandatory in school. With respect to public transport, mask wearing will no longer be mandatory on public transport. However, I encourage Barbadians, particularly persons who fall into vulnerable groups, to always use the recommended protection that we have told you about for several years. These include mask wearing, not being close to individuals who you do not know, and obviously knowing and agreeing to be vaccinated as an added measure of protection.
Okay.
The shift.
So let me just pause it here for a second. For those now joining us. I just want to make a few things clear first before I really dive into this thing, because it's been rubbing me the wrong way for a while, and I was just waiting for them to slip. And I dare say they have done so, because it was only last week we had that program. If y'all remember, asking the questions, what happened to Corona? Y'all remember that? We were here asking questions just the other day. What happened to Corona? Where did coronavirus go? We asked that question, and we outlined all the stuff going on internationally. And then this week, no surprise, and I told y'all this was going to happen. They came out and said what they had to say. But guess what? Listen to him. Y'all heard what he just said? Hold on, man. This is going to be one of them nights, man. Don't make that kind of sport with me, man. I ain't talking to myself at all. Tell me y'all heard what he just said. Y'all heard what he just said, right? About the children. All right, listen again. Listen again carefully. Hold on.
Always be a shift towards the state knows it all to personal responsibility. And I think that the recommendations are as such. Children are not a driver of the pandemic in Barbados, and the risk of transmission with children are not a driver of the pandemic.
Did he say children are not the driver of the pandemic in Barbados?
In Barbados, and the risk of transmission within school remains low.
And the risk of transmissions within school remains, he said, low.
Therefore, with respect to mask wearing will no longer be mandatory in school.
Okay, so mask wearing will no longer be mandatory in schools. Listen carefully. Now, this is where a legal team in Barbados, I don't know if you can find, there's a few, and God knows only a few. The rest, I don't even know like, I don't even know. Where is the science that he's basing this on? And also, where was the science that he based it on in the first place? Because the children were forced to do be involved in the manner in which, between the injection and the mask and everything else and staying home, all the different activities that impacted on their lives in such a negative way. You're not hearing nobody talk about this, No, the only people I hear talking about the negative impact of the whole last couple of years on the children is the children. You will hear no adult talking about it, speaking about the damage psychologically, emotionally, educationally. Oh, man. So children are not at risk or not a risk. So if they're not a risk now, keep in mind, family, that nothing has changed today as it was when this first started. Nothing has changed. We are still in the same predicament, the same situation. The virus is still out there roaming, seeking who it may devour. So what was the point of everything they would have done up to this point? And if they said they were following the science, which is what they said, can they show us this science? Tell them to publish this science in the Sunday Sun coming. Well, that's Christmas, so that may not work. That may not work. Although that'd be a nice gift. Why can't they show you the science that they're relying on to form these conclusions? Because it does not exist. Period. It does not exist. Period. Children are not a risk of spreading this. So why did you shut the schools down? Why did the children have to go home in the first place? I guess you'll say the teachers, but wait a minute. A lot of the teachers had to be jabbed. Not true. I don't know what happened with the teachers and the jab. I really don't know. That's the jury's still out on that, man. My point, though, family, is that I would like to know what science did he rely on to come to this conclusion? It's a fair question. And when did you become aware of this knowledge that children are not at risk? And how did you reach this conclusion, Mr. George? And by the way, George, first name basis, yeah, I won't be on a first name basis. Well, that's not a first name, actually. But when you were looking into that situation I told you about, that we talked about, the family and everything else, that, we had that conversation, right? We did have that conversation. When you're going to deal with that, though, a lot of families need assistance regarding this situation that they found themselves involved in, this experiment, and they took a loss. When we going to address them issues, or we got to go now to the Motley Crew situation where the magistrate decide to come to a conclusion. Just asking for a friend. So, you don't know, man. This one here is a ticklish something, man. This one here is I don't know. So the children are no longer the issue.
With respect to public transport, mask wearing will no longer be mandatory on public transport.
So go ahead and squeeze on up in the vans again. No big deal. No big deal. Look, you cannot make this stuff up, family. You really can't. You really, really, really can't. And it's almost insulting to the intelligence of people in Barbados. And I'm dealing in Barbados because this is where we are. This is where we live. It's crazy how we are subjected to this kind of unintelligent rhetoric by the administrators who really think that they're dealing with the people who I don't even know who they think they're dealing with. It's just embarrassing to think that they're still going on with this whole thing when everybody could see right through it. Nothing they said from the inception has made any much sense. Even down to the prime servant declaring that if you're dead from it, we can help you. If you die from it, we can help you. But if you die for somebody else, we can't help you. I mean, like, even language like that tells you, look, man, this is a glitch in the matrix. I don't care what nobody tell me. We don't have no prime servant. There's no president. There's no republic. There's no government. This is all an illusion. And this is a glitch clearly in this matrix, because none of this makes any sense. None of it makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, absolutely no sense. What can I tell you, man? What can I tell you, man? What can I tell you? You know what? Hold on. I got more. Now, I would like to know why this particular isn't loading. I loaded a page here and it isn't loading for whatever reason. It is not loading. It's just glitching. Not sure why, but it's just glitching. So I'm going to go and try something else and see if I can find it otherwise and see what's going on. It's from the Nation newspaper, and it was with regards to the Motley Crue situation. But it wasn't loading. Maybe I'm not supposed to speak on that. So I won't push it. But what I will touch on, though, did you all realize that this young man, what's his name? Give me his name right now. You know me and the guys, the ministers. What's this guy's name? I think he's one of them senators or something. The guy that talked about the VAT the other day, the VAT free day. The VAT free day. I think his name is Ryan Strawn, I think he's Ryan Strawn or something like that. One of them cats. Yeah. Yeah, Ryan Strong, Minister in Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, Ryan Strong. Yeah, announced this whole VAT-free day. And, you know, not everybody went out and did their purchasing and, you know, the Christmas thing. And that kind of was supposed to help, you know, navigate the money that they were just paid back to the, you know, stakeholders and, you know, private sector in terms of purchasing. Yeah, that's basically what it is. But here's the thing, though. One of the journalists asked the question, how will that VAT-free day impact on the government? I thought that was a very good question because it makes sense. Because, I mean, after all, the business everybody going to still make their money. The only individual who not going to get any money out that day would have been the VAT-free. And that's based on some items, and that's retail only, and not on everything across the board. So he said the government was going, you know, it's going to take a little loss. Roughly about $3 million. $3 million a day in VAT alone. So I got to thinking, $3 million in VAT alone a day. Well, if you use that as an average and calculate that by amount of days in a year, you telling me the government makes roughly about $1 billion, in VAT alone, and the collection of VAT alone. You telling me that the government of this country collects roughly $1 billion in VAT? $1 billion in VAT a year. $1 billion in VAT a year. Like, God damn. So wait a minute. So when we're borrowing all this money, when the government starts to borrow money, for example, they say they're borrowing all this other money and stuff. Like, I never ran a country before, but I just think that $1 billion, you know, and VAT alone, that ain't got nothing to do with income tax. Wait, hold on a minute. Let me not even go down that road yet. That has nothing to do with no other tax, whether it be land tax, road tax. Well, road tax is now in fuel, so it's fuel tax. Although they didn't say it's a fuel tax, the road tax got changed to fuel tax. So the price went up in fuel, so you're paying more for the road as opposed to what it was before. But anyhow, so you add up the fuel tax, road, your VAT, your income tax, your property tax, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other taxes that I may not be aware of. So when they pull in all this money, yo, where'd that money go, man? Because the Auditor General keep complaining that money go missing. Nobody can't give account for it. And yet the government system still run and function. So if money is misappropriated somehow and unaccounted for in most cases, and they collect all this funds and we don't know where this money goes, and yet there's money still missing every audit, and that's based on what they tell you, not what it actually is. So, and the country, by the way, is still running. Not that it's running smoothly, but it's still running. Where is all this money going? Is the question. Where's this money going? I'm just asking for a friend. Excise tax. Then there's the tax on the import, when you go into the levies and all kind of stuff. I mean, import duties, cheese on bread. And still looking to board $200 million. Something ain't adding up, man. And why can't they go to the credit union and borrow the $2 million from the credit union? Oh, wait a minute. They can't. The credit union is in bed with the bank, and the bank is take the money from the credit union and lend to their associates in the private sector and stakeholders to invest in other projects to bring in money that the people in the credit union don't get a dollar from, yet it's their money. Somebody tell me, man. Is this not an illusion? Imagine that. The credit unions in Barbados take your money, give it to the bank invests the money, make a bunch of money off your money that you gave the credit union to invest. They don't get nothing out of that except what they get to keep amongst themselves. And you home thinking your money is well kept in the credit union. Meanwhile, your money is being invested in a bank that was given to somebody else who didn't even have to qualify for the loan, but got a phone call. Listen, you need $100 million. I got some here saying, no, you want to do nothing with that. People get phone. The way you go into the bank and have to apply, folks get phone calls, man. Like, I got some money here for you. Anyone come and get it? This is an illusion, man. I'm telling you. They don't collect all those taxes, as many are in arrears. I ain't even want to touch that. When you say arrears, what do you mean? Because as far as they're concerned, them folks in the arrears don't have no plans on paying no taxes. That only sound good on paper. Because you skip paying your taxes for a little couple of weeks or months and see what happens. You got folks owing government for decades and not a word. Not a word. And there's nothing they can say. This is the truth. No matter how much the Auditor General make noise, he don't have no power. He just there to gaslight. I shouldn't even say that. But this guy right here, man, I thought it was interesting, man. He had, set up with a straight face. But yeah, we make about $19 million a month on VAT. Yeah, about $19 million we collect on VAT. Yeah, we collect that. Yeah, we collect that from y'all on a monthly basis. $90 million a month we collect. Then they're going to say, well, that money gets paid back out in different ways, And if you all only knew the truth here. They owe and got right off, man. Of course, they don't pay them bills, man. Anybody paying bills in Barbados is the poor people. The only people in Barbados paying bills are the poor people. You don't believe me? Check it out. I went to the supermarket earlier, and I was there buying my new favorite snack alert. Y'all already know the one with the rosemary in it. Love it. So I'm there with my my offspring, and we they're debating which ones, and I'm right there by the counter, maybe a foot away in terms of my trolley, the space from the actual shelves. And this particular, Caucasian, rather than ask for excuse, tries to squeeze between the trolley and the shelf and try to stretch as best he could to reach the ones that was right in front of me. Of course, it's not possible. So I stopped to look at him, figuring that he would probably say, "Oh, pardon me a second, trying to." So I waited, rather than make these slave assumption and just move out the way, because he's forcing his way through, and after all, is entitled to do so, and I'm supposed to automatically move. But I didn't move. And he tried his best to squeeze in. I'm still there looking at him like, and I even asked a question just in case he didn't notice me, because maybe he didn't notice I was actually standing there next to the whole trolley. Maybe all 6'5" of me wasn't recognized. Probably not. I said, "Oh, you like those ones, huh?" Trying to break the ice, because clearly it was a cold situation. So the Caucasian proceeded to try to stretch even further. At which point I decided that, you know what? You're going to have to be rubber man, because I ain't moving. So he settled for the next one that was close, because he couldn't reach the one he clearly wanted. And he hustled along. And I thought to myself, who noticed everything, by the way? What would you have done? I asked, what in that situation, what would you have done? I wouldn't have moved. He could have said excuse. That's all I needed to hear. I think our government would tell these people that they advocate Barbados as a tourist destination paradise to come, that they will bring their manners when they come. Nah. They got us looking like some new colony that those who colonize could come and continue what they've been doing. $90 million a day in VAT. You're supposed to be charging these people that want to come here and walk around freely and act as if they could come and disrespect people in their own land and be as unmanly as possible. You're supposed to be taxing them that $90 million a month. And let the Barbadian people live, man, and stop exploiting them in the name of government when you know full well that there ain't no government. I mean, not the way y'all marketing. But what do I know, right? Crazy. Mind you, it takes some civil servant 3 months before they see a paycheck. That's still going on. I would hate to think so, man. Just being God's advocate. I love it. I love it. Serious, man. Serious. Wow. A lot of people that collect VAT from us do not pay it into government. Facts. No, Telma, I ain't ask you, bro. I ain't ask him nothing because I was with the offspring, and I didn't, diplomacy first. Because based on look on his face, I'm telling you, man, look, he didn't even want to look in my direction. Imagine a shelf in a supermarket. I'm standing at the trolley in line parallel. Let me use a different term, parallel to the shelves. I'm standing behind the trolley, adjacent to the shelf. And this Caucasian is at the front of the trolley, trying to squeeze in a space about a foot away from the shelf to stretch and not even touch the trolley, because I tell you, not even touch it. Rather than say, "Excuse me, I'm trying to reach there," proceed to try to squeeze and get as narrow as he possibly could into the space to reach across to get a bag of rosemary chips. And I said to myself, "Oh, you like these ones?" I figured I'll break the ice. Maybe he'll say, "Oh, yeah, pardon me a second," or something. Not even looking in my direction. I say, "You see this right here?" Well, I tell you, them days gone, man. And you're going to learn that today, because, I mean, anyhow, I cut from a different fabric. So perhaps, some folks is garbadine and some is polyester. You know, some rip faster than others. You know what I mean? Anyhow. If you're in a credit union, look, man, Telma, you need call me. That's all I can tell you. Call me. I can't wait to 2023, the year of prosperity. We're going to take this to a whole different level. Hope y'all notice my language is shifting. We can be. Look, $90 million a month they talking about. You got people in Barbados still struggling and can't. Look, I watched a brother the other day, and the reason I didn't take the picture because I felt it's a little personal. Taking a bath out of standpipe and washing clothes. And I thought to myself, with the standpipe free, if everybody started to use the standpipe to gather water, which is free, would they discontinue the standpipe? Like if everybody went to the standpipe and got a bucket of water, a couple buckets of water, and took a bath and washed their clothes, what would they do? What could they do? In 2022. Anyhow. Yeah. The reason why I said it's standpipe is because I thought about it, man, and I just felt like in 2022, where some houses still don't have running water, and the folks in Joseph who have pipes that don't have running water and got to go to the standpipe by the tank to collect water. And I thought about all these things. I was saying to myself, what kind of Barbados are we shaping, are we building for the future generations? Or are we building a Barbados for the migrants coming here? I don't know. I just think Shema said all 6'5" of being intimidated, the poor man. Now he had a little height on him too. And he wasn't that small. My thing is, I know the evil of those who call themselves Jews that are not, but work and worship in the synagogue of Satan. You know them when you see them. They can't escape. You know them when you see them, man. We know what color the gates of Judah are supposed to be. We know. And don't nobody want to say nothing? Well, I'm done with that. I'm done with that, family. I'm done with that, man. It's that time, though, so it don't even make no sense. Don't make no sense, man. Don't make no sense. These cats right here, man. I don't even know what to say I don't even know what to say to this, man. I don't even know what to say to that, man. I think that we need to take stock of where we at as a people. Like I said, focus on the family. I think right now family is probably the most important institution that we need to get back to. I think we need to get back to that as soon as possible. And yeah, I think that's basically it. Anyhow, family, let me go ahead and share this really quick. And I'm only doing this because I want to show you something. I make no apology for doing this either. This is fresh off the press, family. This didn't even hit the paper yet. Well, it's online. So this is it right here, family. Bannister hands down decision in Warren Montley's inquest. And this is what they say now. Gross negligence by the doctors who were involved in the care of Warren Montley. That was a decision of Coroner Garveni Bannister moments ago as he gave his decision in the inquest into Montley's death. Now, doctors came on there and spoke from their professional perspective based on their life experience as a physician. And yet, this individual who sits on a bench is saying now that it was just gross negligence. So if it's the doctor's fault for gross negligence, what will the family now do? Not sue the doctors and the hospital? Or as a result of this case being, they found, I mean, here's a question. This inquest, was it an inquest seeking compensation, or was it an inquest to find out the facts? That's the question. I don't know, man. It was a breach of duty which gave rise to the obvious and egregious risk of death. I don't know, man. I think that a lot of families have lost loved ones as a result of what has happened. And I think that what we need to be honest about is the fact that a lot of what we were told in the last 2-3 years, especially as it pertains to this, what we call vaccine or whatever they call it, you know, it was a bit shady. And here's a reminder, family, just a brief reminder, man.
US medical regulators have forced AstraZeneca to admit its COVID shot is less effective than originally claimed. That's after authorities revealed the firm may have included outdated information in vaccine trials. RT's Charlotte Dubinsky reports.
Well, AstraZeneca is hardly out of the headlines these days, and now it's in them because its drug is said to be less effective than originally thought. US regulators questioned the efficacy of the AstraZeneca jab, forcing the company to publish additional data to show what happened in its trials. As a result of that, we now know that the AstraZeneca jab is 3% less effective at dealing with symptomatic cases of COVID-19. However, it is still 100% effective at dealing with severe cases, including those that require hospitalization. This is what AstraZeneca has had to say.
The primary endpoint, vaccine efficacy at preventing symptomatic COVID-19, was 76%, occurring 15 days or more after receiving 2 doses given 4 weeks apart.
Well, AstraZeneca has had a pretty bumpy ride here in the EU after there were arguments about whether it was fulfilling its contract in delivering the required number of doses here. It was also accused of rerouting doses from the EU to go to the UK, which has caused a huge storm between the UK and the EU. Then, of course, we had jabs of AstraZeneca being suspended last week after a swathe of European countries were concerned that there were possible links to blood clots.
Okay, that's it right there. Possible links to blood clots. Possible links to blood clot. This video is this is an old video. All I'm saying, right, is that they acting as if they don't know that this conversation isn't new. It's been going on, been speculated, and there's a lot of information that some physicians have brought to the table that are a bit suspicious. So why is there not an investigation into the suspicious association with the clots and the jabs? How comes it's always being dismissed when a few of them have already claimed and made very clear that, you know, in some rare instances, this is what happens. So now he's, you know, they blame the doctor for this one. I would like to get a hold of the doctor now. And you know what? Let me not even say that. Let me not even say that, because you know it goes. I don't know. Put this my whole career on the line here, man, and say that it's his fault. Imagine that. Imagine you being told now it's your fault as a physician. Not that those things don't happen, but like I said, they know what they're doing, man. They know what they're doing, family. That's all I can tell you. They know what they're doing, man. So the question is, do we know what we're doing? We see all this stuff going on all around you. Now they tell that the children are actually not at risk. The children were never a risk. Well, if they're not a risk, no, I didn't see what there was a risk then. I don't know how for spreading transmission when we have never had any cases or overwhelming cases of children in Barbados or anywhere in the world for that matter, to my knowledge, where there were groups of children that were spreading it. So I would like to see the science that they used to base it on in the first place, and more importantly, the science they have now that says they can release the children from all this madness. That's what I want to see. Pray tell, where can we find that, George? We no longer have that drug in the stock. Nah, they had to throw them away. I'm sure they threw away some of them. I mean, I'm sure they did. I wonder why they stopped getting that drug. I wonder why they didn't get no more. Keep in mind, we got those originally as a donation from India. Then the second AstraZeneca donation came from Biden, apparently. They weren't approved in America, but America made them for the Caribbean. And our leaders are so unreal that they actually took those and gave them to the people of the Caribbean. They're not good enough for the American people. We'll send them to you. We'll donate them to you, Miss Montley. We'll give them to you, and you can do as you were instructed to do. Do as you were instructed. As you were instructed. Anyhow, like I said, family, we today is Friday. In a couple of days, families are going to get together and do their celebration, recognizing that, it's that time again where we get together and pay attention to the family and that kind of stuff. The reality is, though, man, take time to have a plan. Sit back, discuss with your family what the plans are going forward. What y'all going to do. Because you already see how this thing looking, man. Y'all already see how this thing looking, so don't make no sense playing that game. Just stay focused, people. All I'm asking for tonight is the science about the children. I want to see why y'all made the children do that and why y'all made them keep those things on last term. All this stuff unnecessarily. I want the science, man, because I think that some families need to come together and do an inquest and go to court so that all the paperwork that missing would have to be presented in the court. As a matter of fact, I think that's a brilliant idea. So I need a lawyer to come forward right now and volunteer some services so we could take this thing to court just to ask questions. We want to take the government of Barbados, actually not the government, the Ministry of Health specifically. We're taking them to court and ask them for the documents to be brought to the court, presented for the record. We want to know, where is the science that they use to conduct the acts under the Emergency Act, or whatever they call it, for the last 3 years. We want to see the documents and the science that gave you all the knowledge to make those decisions. A lot of injuries were caused, man. A lot of people lost their jobs, lost their house, lost their car, lost their families. A lot of abuse took place, a lot of psychological illnesses happening. People are not the same. People are unstable. People are traumatized. A lot of stuff happened, family. And we're just going to go. Right now, they're acting as if Corona never existed. They want you to forget it. I know it's not the end, though. It's only just the beginning. This is a setup for what's coming next. I guarantee you. What's coming next? Because you're already programmed to it. So when they come and say, oh, something else is out, come quick. You got to buckle back down. Folks are going to run back in the shed. The funny thing is this, though. Whatever happened to Corona? If it's still out there and it's still as deadly and dangerous, then politically incorrect, man. That's all I could say. And I agree. I totally agree, Thelma. Go out and sleeping. Yep, and they're still pushing them here in the Caribbean. Come on, you know that. Yes, and the folks that got that, the first one, all the folks that went and got AstraZeneca, like I'm telling you, man, I know they must be panicking. And I say this out of love again. Look, if you took the first jab or the second, whatever, and you had the AstraZeneca or any of them, but especially the first one, you go get checked, man. Go have your blood tested. Go get checked. Go have your blood tested. Go check yourself and check. Don't tell me, man, I had the thing and I feel good. I ain't got no problems. Go and get a sample of your blood tested and take a look at it and request that you see it as well and make sure you understand what really going on here. The boy fool you because it's only after you dead they're gonna help you, you know. I mean, they said it already. Not this, Biden said it not to be used in the Americas. I remember. Listen, man, I heard this. I've had this conversation too many times, right? Too many times, people asking about their family who down Harrison Point. Harrison's Point. I will say this, man. Look, the Montleys took it to court. They had an inquest. Going back to that, the only way you're gonna find out what happened to your family is right here, man. So replace this name with your family's name and have an inquest. Have an inquest. That's all I could tell you. That's all I could tell you. Man, look, man. Look, man. I used to see this brother all the time. And he would always shout me. And I always thought that was a bit strange, you know. I never knew him personally. But he would always shout the Rasta man. He would always shout the Rasta man. And, you know, almost like a sign of respect. Miss Motley, I don't know what you're dealing with, right? I don't have the details in your situation to the extent where I could speak with authority, but I would say this to you, man. If you truly, truly, truly care about the people of this nation, not some, because we know you care about some, that's evident. But talking the nation as a whole, Barbados as a rock in the sea, in the Atlantic, sovereign nation, every living being, whether they're cognizant of their sovereign self or not. And I got to speak this language so that we clear. If you truly, truly, truly care, like you say you do care, this what it do. Holla at me, man. Yeah, number right there. WhatsApp 246-838-8253. Let me tell you why. So we can schedule a date. Or if you don't holla, have your assistant or mutual associate, not really mutual, but you know, the one that you know. Because I really don't know 2-3 things about the young lady. I know 2 things, her name and she worked for you. That's it. Make that clear for the record, right? Let her call and we could schedule a time you could come on Politically Incorrect. Let's have a conversation, Miss Motley. And don't worry about the conversation, man. And in the conversation, I throw you under the bus, nothing like that. Is, you know, if you really, 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 you got people in Barbados really struggling and going through it, though. I mean, you all over the world talking and advocating for the rights. And look, that's cool, man. That's all good. But dance a yard before you dance abroad, man. Dance a yard before you dance abroad, man. Come on, Politically Incorrect. Let's have a conversation. Something with David Ellis. David Ellis ain't got nothing on me, man. He got a toady line. We just gonna have a conversation. And we could discuss how we gonna take this nation forward. That's best for everybody. If you're too busy dealing with the plantocracy, well, here what to do. Put a little sign one side. Not a little as in a little like how you deal with them other fellas or the other fella or whoever he is. This for the people, though. As if you generally, seriously serious. If you ain't serious, well, I ain't gonna tell you. They say you's a science woman, right? So you would already know. They say you got priests and thing, so you would already know. You'd already know, man. Destiny, man. Well, they can't force you to do anything, man. How many outstanding cases before the coroner, right? And you're not saying none, but yet this is in and out quick. Look, man, it's an illusion. I'm telling you. Serious. It's that even if I put it in court, the judge is going to put back the case. Now they can't put it back. This same one, we're going to this same one. He came to a conclusion real fast in the Motley case. So you can't, you see, this is how you hold him accountable. He came to this conclusion quick. Yeah, we expect the same treatment. See, all you want is for them to open their mouth and say something. Not that you trust in what they're going to tell you. Your faith, like the bird, is not in the branch. It's in your ability to fly. Anyhow, family. Anyhow. What time is it? I've been on here a little hour. All right, 9:30. We out, man. Minutes to 10. Minutes to 10, man. Listen, this is not the end, right? Don't mind they tell you they're lifting this and lifting that and things seemingly back to normal. Things never was unnormal for me. It was just strange. A lot of folks are slowly catching on. Here's the deal. This is not the end. This is the calm before the storm. Keep that in mind here. They always, because they want to bring the digital ID and all these different things they plan, new currency and all these things they plan to do. You know, let me ask you a question, though, before I go. You have a government that pays a company in Europe to print X amount of money for them to put in what they call the central bank to then distribute towards the people accordingly. I have a question for you. How much money did Barbados government just authorize the company in England to print the money? How much money did they authorize the company to print? They said they got new bills in circulation, right? Yes, they told you that. They even explained the importance of these new bills and how safe they are, although these same bills other countries have as well. Just ours look different because they for us, but they're all the same. That St. Lucia, the St. Vincent, England, Canada, same plastic, polymer, whatever. What they did not tell you, and I hope y'all are listening. I hate to be yelling. What they did not tell you was how much money they printed. You mean, hold up, Emmanuel. Were you talking about Emmanuel? Yes, they got new money. I know that. Yes, they say it's better than secure. Yes. But they never tell you how much money they printed. Was it $100 million only? Was it $1 billion they printed to put into circulation over a period of time? Was it $10 billion they printed? Was it $1 trillion they printed? I mean, how much money did they print? Are you asking for a friend? Are you asking for a friend? Let me see if I can find one of the friends. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can find one of the friends. God, dig deep, boy, because, you know, he got short arms and deep pockets, boy. Figure that one out. Are you asking for a friend? Look. Are you asking for a friend? Look. This is what you're asking for. Are you asking, yeah, in the sense of the word. Are you asking for a friend? Mr. Barrow would like to know how much new $50 bills were just printed in his name. He would like to know how much bills were printed in his name. How many bills were printed? Just asking for a friend. See, they never told you that part. They never ever tell you that part. He said, from whom? Wayne, what do you mean, Wayne? The people who print the money? Wait, hold on. Let me. I can't even. I gotta look at it and see. I don't even recall the name of the people who print the money. And tell you in a minute. Hold on. And tell you in a minute, man. De La Rue. Yeah, De La Rue. De La Rue. Listen, can somebody call De La Rue and ask De La Rue to send the invoice, please? Telling that you are the government of Barbados, because after all, you are the people of Barbados, so therefore you are the government. They're just the administrators who work for you as civil servants. We got this thing so backwards. Call and tell De La Rue that you was like have them send you a copy of the invoice of where your taxpayers' money just went to print this money. You know when you buying counterfeit money? Wait. Not that I know how to buy counterfeit money. I just saying. It'd be 2 to 1. So, for example, if you want $1,000, you pay the counterfeit man $500 legitimate dollars to print 1,000 counterfeit money for you. It's like a 2 to 1. So, question: when you go and get your money printed at these printeries, how do you pay the printery that prints your money with money that they printed for you when they printed the money for you anyhow? Like, wait a minute, how does that work? How do you pay the printery who's printed your money with money they printed for you? How does that work? Tell me that this is not an illusion, family. Tell me that this is not an illusion. Listen, man, I know this is not the end. This is only just the beginning. And who think I joking? Stick around, man. Stick around. If you overs what I'm saying, give me a thumbs up, man. Give me a thumbs up. If you overs what I'm saying, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you get the picture. Let me know you get the picture, man. If you understand what I now said, let me know. Let me know, man. Put something in the comments there. Let me know that you overs what I just said, man. If you don't get it, put that face that look like a shock. You know when you say a shock, you can't believe it. If you don't get it, put up the shock face, like the wow. Put up the wow face. If you get what I said, give me a thumbs up. Because I'm telling you, you cannot make this stuff up. How much money did Barbados just print in those new, what do you call it, new currency? They never told you that part. They never told you that part. And you know why they never told you that part? Because right now the country is supposed to have a debt. That's what they're telling you. So we got to raise taxes and do all this stuff to justify taking your money to the tune of $90 million a month from you in VAT, which is illegal according to how things work. But that's all right. It's the government, right? So they say. So how much money they just printed though? I mean, the new bills, how much so to put in circulation? You're going to put roughly, let me say, you know, because this is my question. If you have old currency, you have the old, let me get back to the original one. You have old currency to the tune of, let's say that you print the last time, although we don't know how much was printed. Let's say you printed approximately, for the sake of math, $10 billion in notes, small and big. So you have $10 billion in notes like this in circulation. Some in the bank, some in the pocket, some under the mattress, some other places. All right. So you now introduce another set of new currency into the market to the tune of another $10 billion. And of course, in a matter of months, you're going to hear that those old currency bills, the 10 billion, is no longer valid for spending. We're no longer accepting them as legal tender because it ain't money, it's legal tender. So You got the new 10 billion and you got the old 10 billion in circulation. So at this point, you have approximately $20 billion in circulation. Hypothetically speaking. So let me see. Those who have the old currency put one side, for whatever reason or however you got the money, you got to find a way to get that old currency into the system in order to extract the new currency. So pray tell how you're going to do that. You got to have some transactions. But there's a problem because the new currency is being distributed according, I suppose, as the old currency come in. So how do you get the old currency change? Especially when you ain't got no paperwork for it. I guess you're going to have to perform a transaction of some sort, I suppose. So I suppose that, you know, some sort of pandemic or some sort of something going to happen to reach that point, to make it happen. Just questions, family. I only have questions. I don't have the answers. Drake's like the question, though. I like the question, my brother. I like the question, man. I like the question, man. Monica said they have a lot of new old bills, man. See, we got to understand, this is not money. This is not money. It doesn't say money anywhere on it. It tells you what it is. It tells you what it is on it. Legal tender. Barbados dollar is tied to the American dollar. The American dollar is tied to gold and the Federal Reserve. Unfortunately, the Federal Reserve is not a federal government organization. It's a private corporation, just like De La Rue is a private organization that deals with certain trades. The problem is that the Federal Reserve do not have any gold. So you got money that's tied to gold and backed by gold that don't exist, which means the money has no value. And our money is tied to the money that has no value, which basically means that our money don't have no value. Got folks out here slaving for this slave currency. This is only slave currency. Slaving for slave currency. Real money is silver and gold, man. Them kind of things, man. Real wealth is land. If you ain't got no land, you ain't got no wealth. I don't care how much tenders you have. You won't have nothing. But anyhow, family, 2023, we're going to get into how to collect them tenders and make them tenders work for you. That's what we're going to do, man. There's a game that they've been playing with us, and we're going to unearth that for sure. For sure. Miss Motley, you know, you owe the people some explanations, man. Come and have a conversation with Emmanuel here on Politically Incorrect. You know, you all of the world, all on world stage. And I'm happy to see you doing things and putting, you know, let me dance at home first. Come and talk to the people in Barbados that tune into Politically Incorrect. And let's have a conversation. I bet you, right, it would be the biggest program ever. I'm telling you. First of all, you on Politically Incorrect? Oh, man. I'll tell you what, I even make it a little more spicy. We bring in 2 guests. You want to guess which 2? Yo, come on, Politically Incorrect, man. Don't send any of your minions, you know, because I'm going to just chew them up just to send a message. But with you, full respect, and we can have a conversation. Not to debate, but to find solutions on how to make this nation better. Because at the end of the day, right, the people in Barbados deserve more. They deserve a lot more. The nurses deserve more. The teachers deserve more. The people who work at the sanitation deserve more. The cashiers in supermarkets who worked through the whole COVID and wasn't considered to be at front with it frontline workers, the young people who was parking the bikes, so everybody who came in there and walked to the car and all this stuff, interacting close. They had no social distance. They had to park them bikes and them cars the same way, man. You know what I mean? People like the bus drivers who work, the PSV, the man them that always get the flack for cutting traffic. Yeah, we know these are our thing. We ain't new. I get on since the days of Suzuki van with Lil Rick and Peter Ram Maxi Taxi. It ain't nothing new. Might need a bit cleaning up because some do better get a little reckless. But the truth is, you ever catch a last bus getting home? Some bus men reckless too, and far worse than a minivan because them buses too big to stop to sudden. And man, don't even start me with that. But anyhow, the point I want to make though is that there's a lot of people who made a lot of sacrifices. A lot of people lost their homes, lost their jobs, lost their, and they lost, a lot of people lost, man. And a lot of money is being discussed going forward to build Barbados better. All this talk of better. Better for who? Better for who? Then right here, we got people still at the standpipe bathing in the middle of the day and washing clothes. Them things ain't right, man. Them things ain't right. Anyhow, we want solutions, man. We ain't want to discuss the problem. So come, let's discuss some potential plausible solutions. You know, when you go to the town hall meetings and somebody come and say, look, I got a situation, my family. You say, well, hold on. Come to the side there in your best local vernacular tone. Come to the side there. And I don't want to put nobody business on front line or whatever. Well, I respect that. Here we're going on. Come, let me talk. And let me see how we could. This is the same idea, but I ain't coming to your town hall on the side. They talking you directly on the platform. And let Barbados sit down and let's recognize that we can have a conversation and do what's in the best interest of the people, man. You know, that's it. And that don't mean that I support the BLP or DLP. I support the people of Barbados, man, the people of the nation. That's my position. So if you truly is who you say you are, number upon the screen right there. Let Hoshinyan call me and let me set the time and the date. You wouldn't even go and call me. Set it up. I will send the link and you just pop up and show up when the time comes. And we talk. And I send out open 2023, man. New day. New day. Social partners only. I ain't even saying another word, bro. Anyhow, family. What time is it, man? Let me. It's after 10, almost 10 o'clock, family. Sorry to keep you all so late tonight. I was with the little ones, my offspring, and it was just a joy. It's just such a joy. Such a joy. Give life purpose on a whole new level, man. Like, for real. And it only highlights sometimes us men. You know, we get a lot of flack, you know, for not showing up and not doing a lot of stuff and not making no excuses. I don't think people really grasp the pressures that men, and I say men as man, not ham, you know, in a society where you take a certain stance, man, a lot of doors that would have been open start to close for different reasons because you don't seem to be the one conforming. Nevertheless, David said, I've been young and I've been old, and I ain't never seen the righteous forsaken or his seed begging bread. Real thing. And I give thanks for that. Give thanks to everybody who make it possible and support Politically Incorrect. By extension, you support a lot of people. There's a family in the Pine that wanted some assistance as well with some food items for the holiday. And unlike before, I wasn't able to do that this year the way I would have loved to do it. And that's been bugging me, though. I ain't gonna front. It's been bugging me. So I put it out there right now. The same number on the screen. If you feel compelled to do something, shoot me on WhatsApp quietly and let me see if we could do something to help the people. Because that was kind of bugging me a little bit. I didn't, you know, and I ain't saying that other people don't need help different places, but this is who reached out. And because I was there before many occasions, this one, so I'm putting it out there for those who might feel compelled to make a difference. Make a difference. Holler at me. Let me know as soon as possible. Tomorrow is obviously the last day we could do anything. So hit me up early and let me see what we could do. Or even tonight, I'll be up. Having said that, family, thanks for taking the time to tune in. It was worth it as always. Love the energy. Love the time that's always spent. This is always amazing. Always amazing. So I'm thankful for that. For For the rest of y'all, full joy tonight. And Monday, got a special program Monday about we're looking at Haiti and the revolution and what we can learn and where we can and what we can take from it in order to move forward. Haiti will be on the conversation on Monday. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, we talked about having our little time spent together. We are going to still do that for sure. Who know, who don't know, don't know. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Like I said, maybe I might do a little flyer. Maybe I might put out in the morning early if I get my people who do the flyer thing to do the thing, and let me see if we can do a thing. So let me see what can happen. I'll keep y'all posted on that. In the interim, I can play a tune, man. Another tune here, man. A lot of people lost a lot, man.
Say COVID-19 took his heart away, but I really wish that I caught him slipping in that alleyway. Cause I would've gave him like 3 bullets to the face. You had me posted on that block right where your mama stay. Say, they know we gon' post up, yeah. And his mama, we gon' smoke up. I bet he ain't know I always kept that pot up. Ain't no bluffing, we gon' up and
You don't like it, but it's a reality, family.
Fronted me 100 bricks, and fronted you a few, but you
Call
ain't
it our culture, family.
You made me pull up on your side like with my money.
Call it our culture, right?
When it's time, we gon' get them back. Yeah, we gon' get them niggas.
It's a lot of losses, family.
We gon' kill them niggas. I been they block like every day, tryna drill them niggas.
It's a lot of losses,
in the
family.
grass and his niggas with them. Got homicidal in my brain, I ain't playing, nigga. Said COVID-19 took his heart away, but I really wish that I caught him slipping in that alleyway. Cause I would've gave him like 3 bullets to the face. You had me posted on that block right where your mama stay. COVID-19 took his heart away, but I really wish that I caught him slipping in that alleyway. Cause I would've gave him like 3 bullets to the face. You had me posted on that block right where your mama stay.
Corona took my op away. But fuck it, I'm posted up where his papa stay. Double park the block away. Somebody gotta die today. Shoot him, then fade away like I'm Hardaway. Then find out where his mama. He owe me bread, he dead. How he gon' pay that? My money's short, the plug ain't trying to hear that. But fuck it, he can get it too. Shit about to get critical. After I get rid of him, then I'm getting rid of you.
COVID-19 took his heart away, but I really
right?
wish that I caught him slipping in that alleyway. Cause I would've gave him like 3 bullets to the face. You had me posted on that block right where your mama stay. So they know we gon' post up, yeah. And his mama, we gon' smoke up. I bet he ain't know I always kept that post up.
Poverty and unemployment.
And we gon' up and let it go, yeah.
COVID-19, huh? Look, man, we got some realities we have to deal with. And no matter how we try to skip around them, we got to deal with it. Full stop. And that's it. Every day now you see a video come out, something online, somebody get shoot this video. I saw another one the other day up there by to the street, to the bridge, or whatever the road is called. I don't mean these names, right? To the street. I think it's to the street. Not to the street. One of them streets. Doesn't matter. The point I want to make, though, family, is that every day, every other day, you keep saying all kind of stuff, and there's a link between poverty. There's a link between education. There's a link between frustration. There's a link between I don't even want to say enslavement, man, because at this point, it's like we keep blaming everything around, except looking at the problem, which is us and what we call culture in our communities. And we don't want to talk about it so until it knock on our door. But family, there's a banging at the door, though. I mean, there's a banging on the door. There's a banging on the door. There's no way around it. All this money, they borrowing all this money, and yet the youths still on that rampage, man. The youths don't express, they don't get it. COVID-19. We made excuses, family. It's time to get this thing right. somebody got to address the elephant in the room, man. I see a lot of shows being promoted, directly and indirectly. And all I'm going to say is, remember when Rome was falling? I keep telling y'all, keep them entertained. Keep the minds on anything else but what's important. And we've been entertained. Our youths are being directed towards each other. And adults don't even want to be aware. Look, parents, I give you a weekend challenge. If you can actually get access to your child's cell phone, go and listen to the playlist or the songs they listen to. Don't mind all the messages and stuff. Listen to the songs they're listening to. You'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised, man. Family first here. Get in tune with your loved ones. Get in tune with your loved ones. Get in tune and remember, take time for family throughout this Christmas season that they call, or the Hanukkah. By the way, happy Hanukkah to those again celebrating such. I should have said that earlier, but nevertheless, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa. All those good things that people celebrate. That's all good and dandy in name, but let's live it by putting family first. Family, sit down, talk with each other, have these conversations. I know what's what. You know what I mean? That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Let's stay in tune, family. I see you, Phil. Shabbat Shalom, Phil. Happy Hanukkah to you and your family and anybody else, giving thanks and praise for these celebrations. But like I said, family, it's about putting up rather than just talking. Make it happen, man. Simple. For the family, like I said, out in the Pine, like I said, give me a shout. Be up late or in the morning. I see what we could do. If not, universe always provides, though. That's out there in the ethers. It's out in the ether, so make it happen. On that note, I am out of the building. Let me make something happen here, though, differently. This should be fun. This should be fun. I am going to do something here that I probably would not have normally done and haven't done and probably shouldn't do. All right. And the reason I'm doing, by the way, the reason I'm doing this is because I want y'all to understand the magnitude of this thing. You can't make this up. You really can't. I don't know, man. I don't know. If I didn't know any better, like I said, it's all an illusion, man. All an illusion, man. All right, here we go. You should do this. Really should do this. I ain't gonna do this anyhow, though, man. They're not gonna like this, man. I ain't gonna play this regardless. All right, here we go. 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 Politicians, man. Maybe I should save this to Monday, since we have the revolution. As a matter of fact, maybe I should, since we have the revolution discussion on Monday. Haiti's revolution and what we can learn from it. Maybe I should do that. What y'all feel? Y'all feel I should play this tune? I want to save it to Monday. It's revolution time, man. It's the revolution time, man. Give me some feed for it. Let me know. Wait, with Jackie. Man, no, I family, let me know, man. Let me know what's going on, man. Let me know your thoughts, man. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts, man. Just your thoughts. Like I said, Monday is the conversation we having. It's also part of promotion as an event that is also coming up on the 1st of January, which is the Sacred Day for Haiti, Independence Day, Victory Day. Really, that's what it is. And somebody told me that Haiti may have won the war, may have won the battle but lost the war. And although I get where they're coming from with that, what I would say is that winning that battle didn't mean they lost the war. You know, what they did lose was the fact that other nations didn't support them the way they were supposed to. You know, because that definitely drew a line in the sand and separated the us and the thems. Seriously. And so rather than Caribbean leaders supporting the efforts of the people of that land, that didn't just stop there. They went next door and freed Dominican Republic as well, although the DR doesn't really look at them that way now. It's goes to show you, man. I mean, anyhow, we got work to do, family. Maybe I should do that. Revolutionary time. Nothing before its time. Nothing before its time. All right, we out, family. Let me go ahead and just make this thing happen. I'm going to shift that one. That one, that might be a bit controversial. Yeah, a bit too much. A bit too controversial. I'm still mindful. So this is what we're going to do. Go tell a friend, family, that Monday is the day. Make sure they come through. Let them do a family.
Why, yes. Yeah. This goes for most, the corrupt, but not for me. I lays on me no post up for riches or fame. Yeah. See out the road like a dust and them so easy pushy blame. You better clear your name. Oh, ja. Stupid people wanna live without reason, so why them I go catch up with evil? Love is a debate, and on top of that you'll get it in seasons. You serve them with step in your face. Oh, ja. Guide and protect me from the foes and the enemies. Oh, ja. Guide and protect me.
Eastside Road, indeed.
Keep by far, not a friend, a lot of foes and foes. That's why me don't follow them, ya joker. Oh, Jaja, guide and protect me.
You get a video, something, man.
Pay
attention, family.
When I see them, where them a see me, boy, them a grim reaper. Laugh, bust the throat off, then go pose up on a TV slot. Then know me feel safer, but just too strong can't defeat me, sir. Cause when this over, no pay off, they gon' need visa. I know in a them bring down thing. Me don't face it hard. I don't feel the pain already. Not a get up in a needs and things. All love and happiness we gon' bring. Boy, guide and protect me. Protect me from the foes and the enemies. Oh, Jah, guide and protect me. The wicked them a plot and them a penny me.
Go to Black Lion Security.
Keep my phone, not a friend, a lot of foes and foes. That's why me don't follow them, ya joker. Oh, Jaja, guide and protect me. Protect me from the foes and the enemies. Give ear unto my prayer, O Jah, and hide not thyself from my supplication. Attend unto me and hear me. I'm mourning my complaint and make a noise. Because of the vice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked. For they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. Yeah. Guide and protect me, most high.
One perfect balance. We all this morning, we'll just have a little vibe session.
Guide and protect me. I take
Christmas Eve.
I got to clear myself.
Xmas Eve.
Easy to push blame. So guide and protect them. Most high, seal us
I just say see you.
guide and protect I and I. The wicks and the trap where them a set. Tell me how them a try catch. Yeah, guide and protect I. Most high,